Good evening. I don't want to see that screen. I will not take much time because we are already behind schedule to a larger extent. Only coming here, I've not done any slide preparation or video shots because only coming into the hall, I came to know what I should talk about. It is my story. My name is Mahadevan. I came to this place in Chennai about 40 years ago with very little resources. So for those people who don't know, I will talk to you today about succession planning in family business. My family, they both were professionals. Father was a doctor, mother was a midwife. I was born there, did my post-graduation in management commerce, came into the city with just very little resources to get a job. Got a job, but fire in the belly was to become an entrepreneur. I became an entrepreneur in 1982-83 with a little shack. It's called Chinatown. It is in our Nungambakam where the Hispahani stands. And today, I built my empire in 16 countries with nearly about 360 restaurants. Then what happened? You know, my life story is the game you play, the snake and ladder, go up, come down. Again, go up and come down. This kind of a thing, which is possible, that's why I took the stage today to install little confidence to the retailers who come and assembled here. Any kind of platform I get, I go to a lot of colleges to motivate the youngsters to become entrepreneurs because India needs 10 million jobs every year. Kind of population we have, it needs 10 million. You and me as entrepreneurs, MSME, we are 63 million people. We have so many units lying in this country. And we are the people who have to create the jobs. That's why I take this opportunity. Today, one of the organizers told me to talk about succession planning. I never planned a succession because my son, I come from a family of professionals. I started this business with very little resources, built it up to 16 countries, became a non-resident. I've come back here to do good to the community now. I retired, and I've given my business to my son, and I'm doing only community services. All my income from the 16 countries goes into directly benefiting the poor and destitute in the city of Chennai mostly. That's what it is. This is my succession planning. Now coming back, one more organizer told me, Ms. Mahadevan, you've been on both the shores because Tamil solluvaanga akkarai pachaimaanga. That means always the other side is greener. Yes, in 2007, as I told you, like the game of snake and ladder, I was approached by private equity guys. That time I was just building up my empire. We were doing 25 crores with 4 crore EBITDA. Here comes a private equity guy based out of Mauritius. Ms. Mahadevan will invest 100 crores, take it to 120, 200 crores, we'll go IPO, all promises. During that period, I've taken 3 or 4 brands of Chennai, Saravana Bhavan, Sangeeta, Anjappar, Cream Center of Mumbai, Kailash Parbat, all these brands, we built it in 16 countries. That's a restaurant I'm talking, apart from Hot Breads, which became my brand. I was a bit busy abroad building it. So this private equity guy said, Ms. Mahadevan, you take a back seat, we'll take the front seat, we'll run it for you. You are a small-time man making 24 crores, we'll inject 100 crores and make it big. So other side is green. Only when I swam across and touched that greener side, I knew it was a quicksand. So those retailers, I heard earlier when I had come into the stage, people are talking about professionals. You in the business family, you have to hire a professional, but I'll only add an adjective, the right professional. In this 10 years time of this, we have seen 4 CEOs, and my company, yes, from 120 crores, it went up to 120 crores turnover. But at the end, when I quit at 2018, I couldn't bear it because we are losing, like Sendil of Palamudir said, the money will come, the money will come, the money will come. That's what the private equity guy said. But end of the day, my balance sheet showed a loss of 93 crores. And I'm 63 at that time. At that time, this is the snake which hit, I came down. But when adversaries like COVID or these kind of things attack you, There are only three kinds of people. The guys who die with it, the guys somehow survive, and the guys who climb on it and come back. This is the third category I belong to. I fought and came back. My son was there. He was studying in New York and in London. He got a job, but this succession planning never came in. It's the Lord who sent my son across and said, you retire, you give it to him, you look into international. So at 93 crores, my private equity and me, we parted. I took, at the age of 63 plus, I took a liability of 30 crores. I started from minus 30 crores. Today, proudly, I'll tell you, my son turned it around. It's plus EBITDA. That's because of total commitment. For the retailers who are here, you please understand, if you got to build back, you have to have zero focus. No, it's laser focus. That's what I look at. Succession planning, I never did. My family business was zero. They were professionals. I built this from a sale of 3,000 rupees. That was the China Garden which I opened. Then it became Chinatown, still doing very well. With 3,000 rupees, we built it to 24 crores. We went to 120 crores. Now we fell back. That's only in the story of Chennai. We again come back to 60 crores and making EBITDA positive. All this thing is a commitment, right leadership, the team building. People said, I met our Naga brand owner, Mr. Kamalakannan, who knows me very well. He's sitting there, he's going to address. One of the employees said, sir, Naga, they call me Naga Srinivas. That was team building. That man who was working with Naga is working in one of these masala companies now. We both sat there, and he was so proud that he worked with Naga. Sir, this gentleman taught us what commitment was. That was team building. How did we succeed? As I said, there are three kinds of people. Either you die, or you just survive, or you climb up and come back. The third category is me. So for you, the retailers, please understand, if you wanted to succeed, the COVID hit us back. 60% of my international restaurants, we shut down. We will climb back, we will come back, and our patriotism in India, I've got to show that I have 800 families to feed here. Even during this COVID, 800 families, this 8 months shutdown, we paid the salaries. I sold my apartment, I sold my car, took metro in Dubai, that's where I live. Because for me, this 800 families matter. That's what we retailers should understand. So to sum it up, I don't want to take much time. Succession planning was zero for me. It's the Lord. I believe in the Almighty above. He who plans where you go, what you do, because I believe in him. And he brought my son at the right moment to help me out so that I can focus on my international business. And he focused on Indian business. We let go the private equity. So as I said, you got to choose a professional. If you want to climb up, you need help. But the right kind of professionals who can build, who can commit themselves, the sense of belonging, that you, as Mr. Kamalakannan is injected into Srinivas, that's the injection you got to do. You got to motivate them. How do you find? It's not only the money. There are so many things. Education, that's what I learned from Saravana Annachi, whom I took. I have 60 Saravana working abroad. The local brother, he is running it. I don't want to name particular names, but still, in succession planning, this is also important. Leadership matters. Whereas the elder brother is doing exceedingly well with 92 Saravana Bhavans internationally, the Chennai Saravana Bhavan, slowly, the fort built by Annachi is collapsing. That's because the team is not there, the commitment was not there, the focus is not there. So young entrepreneurs or the retail people who are building in, please understand, if you're to climb up, you need the leadership. You got to show your employees what you do, how well you do. Like Mr. Kamalakannan's man was talking today, sir, even today in the new company, I follow the whole practices, which sir has taught us. So that kind of a commitment you got to inject, take them across. So today, the brand building, one of those organizers said, Ms. Mahadevan, you have to help us to build the brands here in this city. Can you advise some retailers? Yes. Only one small example I'll give you. In 2000, I opened a little food court in the central station called Planetium. For 14 years, we ran. We took Saravana Bhavan. There was already a vegetarian right refreshment. They had 13,000 square feet. They were doing 30,000 rupees. I told Anachi, we got only 1,300 square feet, Anachi. I will give you 300 square feet because I have Adhyana Bhavan to give. I've got hot breads to go. I've got my Wang's kitchen. Those days, there was a chicken brand which has come from Indonesia. I had to give them too. So I gave them 350 square feet. With 350 square feet, Saravana Bhavan those days did 9 lakhs a day. Brand matters. When these people said, you please emphasize on brand. Yes, today, hot breads, we joined hands with Domino's. My son said, no partners, daddy, buy them out. We bought them out. We are rebuilding because hot breads is a brand which we built from 89. It went down because Domino's didn't look into it. And I was flying abroad, mostly looking into Sangeeta, Saravana Bhavan, Anjappar, Kailash Prabhat, other brands building businesses. I neglected my own. It slipped. Now we are back again, refurbishing, remodeling, because do not take the customers for granted. You know, retail is detail. You got to understand that retail is detail. Like RFFD, I mean, if this goes, he was talking about this coding, if this shirt goes into the changing room, if it's not converting as a sale, you're the loser. So you got to follow why, what, when, where. All these things helped me. I came into the city with little resources, got a job as a professor, built these brands, Ende Keralam, Benjarong. It's 22 years, 23 years. Still, I have the same chef, team building, and the focus. I've come back here with the help of my son. I'm building back. So as a parting gift to you all, to these entrepreneurs who are sitting here, we have to build this. I'm very, very passionate about my country. Whichever place, I had the choice to settle down in US. I have about 18 restaurants. Canada, we have 5 restaurants and a bakery. New Zealand, we have 3 restaurants. Australia, we have 5 restaurants. Dubai, I have 21 restaurants. I can choose, but still, Chennai is my home. Namma Chennai, hello Madras. That's it. So I come back here because this country needs, okay, Tatas and Birlas are there, but they need more Mahadevans. You can be a Mahadevan. I'm not an extra IQ guy. I'm not a rich family guy. I didn't inherit any succession plan. My father never gave me any business. My mother gave me a lot of blessings. With 400 rupees came into Chennai city. Now we are feeding so many families. What do I do? After you become a successful businessman, my dear entrepreneurs, give back to the society. That's what I'm doing. My international earnings, today we are feeding about 600 children every day in city of Chennai. We are opening today, I have to rush now, the 12th skill center. We have it in Stella Maris, again in Loyola, in Pulal Prison, with Corporation of Chennai, a brand called Winners. All these things are community cafe and bakeries where we help the destitute, school dropouts, transgenders, burn survivors, single mothers to become professionals or to teach them a skill. Because my father used to tell me very young age, you have to help somebody, teach them how to fish, don't give them a fish. So that he becomes his own. With these parting words, I'll end my story today. Succession planning, I never planned. It's the Lord who planned, brought my son inside. Yes, like the board game of snake and ladder, we had 2 hit bags. One was in 2000 when I had little headaches on running my business. And again at 2007, I joined the PE guys. 2018, we came down. 1920 was very bad with COVID. But again, like the panel said, customers are back. They need you, and we need them more. They will go where they find the value is always there. If they pay 1,200 rupees in my seafood restaurant, Marina, the same seafood he can get for 250, but he comes for an ambience, a service, quality of food. Never take the customers for granted, and thanks RAI for giving me this opportunity. Believe me, yes, we can. Thambi Unnal Mudiyum is what Chandramohan says of Arogya ice cream. I am a good friend of him. I learned a lot of things. So you can still learn from people like us. When I tell you something, I'm so proud. I've learned in 16 countries. I'm now 65 plus. And what I part today, like the Gita Upadesam says, end of the career, what you do is share the knowledge and grow together. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.